How do you sleep at night? Not how do you sleep at night? No, when you're doing this. No, how do you sleep at night? Are you satisfied with how you're sleeping? Do you feel rested? Do you sleep through the night? Or do you sleep through the night in the way that satisfies you and serves you and your body, your mind? I bring this up because the other day I was reminded of how uncomplicated sleep should be. It should not be complicated. And I was reminded of this because my nephew turned 5 and he had a birthday party and he chose to go to Chuck E. Cheese. And prior to his birthday party, he had a soccer game. So he had this full day, so much going on, time with kids, presents, lots of stimulation. And I talked to my brother, his dad, the following day. And my brother was like, everyone slept like a rock that night. We hit the pillows and we were out. And I was like, yes, that's how it should be. You know that feeling when you lay down and you're out. It's uncomplicated. You sleep like a rock. You are ready to hit the hay. You know that feeling? Shouldn't it be that simple? Shouldn't it be that simple? I think we overcomplicate it. And I also think we make it way harder for ourselves based on how we live. I was so inspired by hearing that my brother and his family slept like rocks after a full, fun, lively day of celebrating and outdoor activities. And they went to bed and felt rested. And what do we all need to go to bed in that way? What can help us to sleep like rocks in our own lives? What kind of day did you live on nights when you sleep like a rock, when you slept like a rock? How did you live in those days? I bet you could make some obvious notes of what occurred on those days that probably led to you sleeping really well. I love this because it's so simple. It's so simple. Think about how many of us live, at least in the United States. So many of us are scrolling on our phone or we're on our computer all day. We scroll well into the night. We're on TikTok, we're on YouTube, we're on social media, scrolling. You know that feeling when you're tired, but you're still scrolling and you're hopped up on all of those uppers? Ugh, that feeling is like, I hate that feeling, but it's addicting. It's a drug. I drank for 20 years, by the way. I know that feeling of being addicted. A lot of people are addicted to different things. The phone is one of them. And we're like, oh, I can't sleep. Or even if we put the phone down, but we were on it for hours before bed, it's like we're still stimulated. Or so many of us don't move our bodies enough. We don't exert enough energy. We sit down all day, eating in a way that isn't necessarily because we're hungry. We're just trying to, silence our emotions or because we're bored, whatever it may be, maybe high stress. Do you see what all these things have in common? They're all in our control. We can move our bodies more. We can manage our stress. We can manage how much we're on our phone or computer. We can, did I say move our bodies more? We can manage how we eat in a way that serves us. We have control over these things, but we get into habits. We get into addiction. We get into wanting to avoid our lives or our feelings. So we just do whatever's easy. Hello, I do this. I do this. It affects our lives. It can affect our sleep. It can affect our mood. You don't have to know all the science behind it, right? You know what's going on. I know what's going on. Think about your day and think about how you feel, how you sleep. How are your actions affecting your life, your rest, your anything? You have power. You have control. You have choices you can make. I have choices I can make. Not to mention, I will say, speaking of alcohol, as I mentioned a minute ago, alcohol affects your sleep. If you're drinking, it affects your sleep. If you're drinking a lot, it affects your sleep. You can't really sleep well. I can speak from experience. When I would drink heavily, I would wake up in panics and anxiety, never felt rested. Okay, so there's so many things that can affect our sleep. that are kind of considered normal in our modern day society. Scrolling all day on your phone, staring at the light, or watching a ton of TV, binge watching TV. And then we say, oh, I can't sleep. Oh, I need supplements to sleep well, or I need all these like sleep aids or pills, or we drink to go to sleep, even though it's not a good sleep, or we smoke to go to sleep. I'm not saying you should or shouldn't do anything, but what I'm drawing attention to is how simple I believe it can be. I don't think we were designed for sleep to be too complicated. I don't think sleep should be that complicated. I believe we should go to sleep and just be tired after a day, but maybe we're not living full, active days the way our bodies, minds, souls want to live. I can't speak for you. I don't know what you need. But I've also had nights where I sleep like a rock and nights where I'm up all night. And I can tell you there's a clear difference in how I'm living those days. There's a clear difference. It's so straightforward. It's a matter of making the choices that are right for me. You making the choices that are right for you. And that's the beauty of it, is we are powerful. We know what we need. But it requires us being honest, and that is a challenging part. So there's first knowing that we have power in our hands and our choices, and knowing that they will impact our lives. And also that we need to be honest with ourselves and admit how we're living, and that maybe, perhaps, a change needs to occur somewhere. And that's not always easy. So I do think it's simple. I'm not saying it's always easy. There are so many distractions. There are so many temptations. There are so many reasons to, avoid hard things. We can convince ourselves to avoid hard things. I'm just going to stay up and eat. I'm not against late night eating. It's just a matter of figuring out what works for you, what helps you, what will help you to rest well or feel well. And you know what that is for you, or you can figure that out. And for me, I can figure it out. And I believe it's simple. It's simple. It's my nephew having a full day with his family and they all slept well. Sure, not every day is going to be Chuck E. Cheese and soccer games, but we can extract wisdom from that experience. He was exerting energy. The whole family was. There was connection. There was laughter at the party. There was fun. There was food. There was movement. There were games. And then they slept well. Can we make every day more lively like that and sleep well? I'm sitting on the ground and honestly, my feet are falling asleep. And so I just want to bring that up because I love simplicity. I love to see how simple things can be. I love simplicity in my own life. I don't want a supplement to help me go to sleep. I don't want an essential oil. I'm not saying that shouldn't occur, but how simple can it be? Sometimes I find that we avoid doing the real work through these purchases we can make. But what if the answer is essentially free? It's just, how are we living? How are we living? There's freedom in that. It's beautiful. Okay, my tech is giving me a hard time. So I bring this up as a reminder of your power, of the power of your choices, of the power of the life you live, and that we can help ourselves so much through our actions. We just need to look at how we're living and be honest with ourselves and make the change and believe that there is power in simplicity. Because there is. Because there is. And this is one example of how we can help ourselves to feel well and to be healthier and to feel strong and rested and cared for, is through our sleep. And we can help our sleep by how we live. Bada bing, bada boom. And I'm not telling you what you need, but rather emphasizing that there is power in our choices. I love it. It's beautiful. What do you think you need to help yourself to sleep? Can you offer yourself that? Are you willing to offer yourself what it is you need?